Hello everybody, Joe Tactical here again. And no, I'm not an expert, I'm not military, I'm not law enforcement, but I just wanted to share with you a awesome piece of gear. And it could be your one-stop shop for a survival blade. This is the ESEE-5. It's made out of 1095 high carbon steel, and it has a crinkle finish powder coat that is very durable. It also has micarta scales, and they are attached with 3 sets of flush mount Allen head bolts. It also has a divot hole here for a bow drill for starting a fire with a bow. Also on the back it has a wide lanyard hole, which is very cool if you wanted to use a carabiner or thicker cordage than say 550 cord. I don't really know if I would go that route, but nevertheless, options are good, and who knows what you're going to have to do down the road. It's all about preparing. That's why we have kits. And also, it appears that there's a glass breaking pommel on here. I don't really know how much that would work, but I'm going to tell you something. If I was trapped in a building on fire and there was nothing between me and getting out and a piece of glass, this would work just fine, because I'm going to get through that no matter what. It's that will to survive, if you will. As a little redundant, but nevertheless, it's true. Alright, now let me do some specs here with you guys. And this is just going to be an about. Okay, you want to get the specs, go see the ad. They get paid for posting that ad and typing it up real nice. I'm just giving it to you real. Alright, so we have 11 inches, roughly. And I'm going to do the sharpened edged here. That's about, we'll say 5.5. And the blade itself is about, it was 5.5 or 5.25 roughly sharpened edge, and then 5.5 overall blade from the top of the handle to the tip. And also I believe that the laws state that it's the part that's exposed in front of the handle, not necessarily the sharpened edge. I don't know. You guys have to do your own research on that. But this is a chunky blade here, okay? And I was very reluctant for a while to purchase this blade, just because I was like, it's going to be real heavy and everything, and it's a fat blade. It's very heavy duty, and that's great. But I didn't really know if it was needed in my system. Okay, now the reason why I got it was, of course, because I didn't have it, and I'm Joe Tactical, and I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs like that. I know that wasn't funny, but nevertheless. Just try to flow right back into it like that wasn't real corny yet funny, right? Some of you guys chuckled. I heard some chuckles. Yeah, your chuckles. But, oh man. Yeah, this knife's great. Where was I? We're just leaving that in. Alright. Can I blame it on it's 1 in the morning? I'm going to. Nope. Joe Tactical's just goofy like that. Alright. It's a real thick blade. I'm sorry. We're just leaving it in. It's all real. There's no script here. You guys are just along for the ride. Now, it's a real thick blade, and I'll do some comparison. Alright. Like, man, this guy's a dork. That's fine. Hey, man. Keeps you young, keeps you living. It's a real thick blade, which has its pros and cons, of course. The con is it's heavy as crap, and the pros is it's built like a tank and nothing's gonna break it. I mean, you could use this as a fulcrum and tip up the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the thing wouldn't even budge. So it definitely is strong and capable. It does have that saber style grind. I don't know if this specific blade is considered a saber grind. I think that it is, but don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert. I'm not a knife expert or anything like that. But I really like the grind, and for this, it has rigidity through the blade. And also, I like that they didn't taper it from here to make a point on there is it kind of stays that 1/4 inch, and then at the last inch of it, it tapers into a nice point that could be a great defensive blade, also capable for doing other type of camp chores, you know, wood prep. I don't really know if you could do like any type of skinning game or anything. I'm not really a hunter, so I don't really know about that. Excuse me. But I think you could make do with it if need be. Let me, excuse me. Man, I'm getting stuck on stupid here. Let me show you in comparison the 6. Now, I'm putting this in comparison because I kind of want to show you the thickness of it as well as the length. For me personally, these are pretty much in the same category as this size. I mean, they're pretty much the same size. What's there, like 3/4 of an inch difference, whatever. Now, this is what it comes down to. What are you using the blade for? Are you using it, you know, hiking on a day hike? I would say if you were going to have to pick, this is just my opinion, and everybody, you know, likes what they like, but I would say if I was going to use this for a day hike and I was going to go out there and I didn't want to carry 2 blades, which I do, I carry the Hoongloss and the ESEE-4. I recommend everybody to try that. It's awesome. It's perfect. It's perfect. But if you have to carry 1, you know, and this falls in the same size of like the Cold Steel SRK. I own a couple of those. I'm not really into Cold Steel anymore. Bad experience. Never again. I learned my lesson. Never again. It was well worth learning never to give them any of my business ever again. Sorry. But this falls under that same line of medium-sized survival knife, okay? And this is kind of like, if I had to pick one, this would be my day pack blade, if I had to pick one. It's not too thick, not too thin, very capable, very strong, full flat grind, blah, 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 blah. And that's that. This is something that if I was planning on packing and carrying, the weight could be an issue, and that's why I would probably go with this. Not discrediting this, but let's say I had a vehicle survival kit. Something that, you know, if crap hits the fan, I need a get-home bag, I gotta ditch my vehicle, and for whatever reason, you know, wintertime, I need to make a fire and kind of camp somewhere on the way back home. Who knows what the situation would be, is I would want this. And I'll also mention another reason for that is because if we're in that situation, we can't have this to fail. If you're on a day hike, your trips, you know, if you have one knife and it breaks and you're out there and doing a day hike or something like that, and your knife breaks, that means you had a bad trip. You know what I mean? It wasn't a fun time. You know, you made do with it, but it wasn't a fun time. If I need to deploy this type of knife from this type of kit that I'm talking about, I can't have this fail. That's a life and death. I bet my life on both of these, really, but if I had to, I would rather get the one that's stronger. So that's where I'm at with it. So if you understand its limitations and its advantages, I think that would really be beneficial, because some people say, oh, that thing's way too heavy, I would never carry that, get that, etc. Well, you know, that's kind of harsh, because really it all depends on what you're trying to use it for. And I think that if you think about it outside the box a little bit, and I'm not an expert, I'm not claiming to, you know, be the knife god or anything, but I just feel as though, don't write off something because you say, well, that'd be too heavy, I'd never want to carry it around, because you could have a nice car kit that would be perfect with this. All right, now let me also say this: my car kit is going to be identical, down to the backpack, the knife selection, the length of 550 cord, the numbers of trioxane in my everything is going to be the exact same as my day hike kit. And since I've done that video, I've added even more stuff to it. Poncho, a couple other things I told you guys I was going to add. But I have in that kit, my day hike as well as my vehicle survival kit is an ESEE Hoongloss and the ESEE-4. Now, I don't have the ESEE Hoongloss and the 4 for that vehicle kit yet, but that's what's in my day pack kit. And really, for me, that is knife perfection. You got a big knife to do your big tasks, a little knife to do your little tasks. You don't have to try to get one knife to do it all. That's just where I'm at with that. but the ESEE-5 is awesome. It's a chunk of material. I mean, the micarta scales, the 1/4-inch slab of steel is awesome. And you really can't go wrong with anything ESEE makes. And I hate to sound like a broken record. No, ESEE doesn't pay me to speak about their company this way, but I'm replacing all my knives with ESEE knives because I just like how they feel, how they function, how they stand behind their product. At no given point, and I can't stress this enough, it bothers me so much, and we let it happen, guys. We let companies build products and not stand behind it. You know, I'm going to throw Cold Steel under the bus because I feel as though they deserve it. If you build a product, who are you to say what my limitations for that product are? You either stand behind it or you don't. I wasn't the original purchaser. I don't care. You made it. You stand behind it. It's up to us. It's up to us. Hit them where it hurts. You want to make a knife in Taiwan. You want to have it come to me in defect. You won't pay for my shipping to get it sent back so you can get it right? No. No. Taiwan, you're not going to get, oh, well, you can only do this and this with the knife, and, you know, you can't baton with it. You have to make feather sticks. Man, come on. You know, you made it, you back it. And that's what ESEE does. That's why I dropped like $700 on ESEE knives in the past month and a half. Not with a credit card, not somebody giving me and sponsoring me something. I took my hard-earned money and bought this gear because I believe in that company, and I know that they make a great product that they will stand behind no matter what. You know how much that's worth to me? Well, I went ahead and I told you guys I was going to buy the whole set, and I'm almost there now, so that's what it's worth to me. Because, like I said before, if you have one piece of gear to survive with, it is your knife. It is your knife. Your knife does not run out of ammo. Your knife does not have a strap break on it. Your knife does not have a shoelace fail or a zipper fail. Your knife is your lifeline. So why sacrifice on that? I mean, I can't stress that enough. And if you guys can't afford it, you know, I know there's some other good options out there, but really I would say save your money. Because I got knives, and I'm not discrediting any other knife makers like, you know, Cold Steel. Yeah, I am discrediting them. I'm not going to go on a big deal about that. But like K-Bar, Becker, you know, Kershaw, the list goes on and on. You guys know the knives. I mean, you got to get what you can afford. But really, I would say, owning all those knives, I would say just try to hold off and get yourself an ESEE if you don't already own one. And if you own one, you probably want to own another one, if not all of them, because that's how it started with me. I had no idea when I put the Hoom Gloss, I pulled it out of that package and messed with it. I never realized that I was going to want to buy all of the ESEE line. I thought it would be cool, but I never thought that I would be able to justify it, but indeed I have. And don't write off the 5 because it's heavy. Seriously, you're doing yourself an injustice. And like I said, if you put it in the right roll, that it'll be just fine with that application. So thank you very much for watching. And it's like I always say, let's all learn from each other. Joe Tactical out.